World Speech Day has been celebrating the power of the spoken word for 10 years. We are in about 100 countries around the world. So now, Barberino Tavernelle, representing Italy, is one of those 100 countries. We think that, we have to perhaps be a Gandhi, a Michelle Obama, a Martin Luther King, someone famous to be heard. We don't. We want to hear the unexpected voices, your voices. I would like to thank the Comune, the town hall, and the library for giving the speakers this opportunity.
Nothing worth having comes easy. It sounds good, doesn't it? That life is hard, it's an uphill battle, especially when it comes to living our life's purpose. I'm here to tell you that it's simply not true. That we've been told a myth that in order to live your life's purpose, your fullest expression of yourself, you can only get to that place after some great effort, some striving and toil. Only after some great journey you will become your fullest self. You will be that great parent someday. You will be that successful business person or artist in the future. You will be able to live fully or love fully at some point. The truth is, however, that you only live your life's purpose, your fullest expression right now in the moment. You either are or you are not. You can't be neutral on a moving train, Howard Zinn wrote. What does this actually mean? The answer lies in what you might call intuition. It's that knowing that you experience without seeing, hearing, or being able to measure it. It's being able to read the room. It's that sensation in your heart that tells you that something is true or not. What if, however, that intuition was your genius, a part of you, a part of your soul that was born with you, that loves you, that is guiding you, that's protecting you, that is inspiring you? The word genius didn't always mean some extraordinary, brilliant person or thing outside of me in the world. In fact, genius was understood as a part of you, something that was a part of your soul, your higher self, that is leading you towards your fullest expression, your most joyful, loving, happy, peaceful life. For over a decade, I've worked as a coach, as a facilitator with individuals, with groups, teams, organizations, and also in my work with myself. I have recognized that there is a natural tendency toward an authentic expression of our soul. I have experienced this genius. I've seen this genius in myself and those I've worked with. And I want to leave you with a simple way you can connect right now with your genius, with your life's purpose. Simply listen to your heart, literally. Feel your heart, feel its heartbeat, feel the energy moving through your body, and be in its presence. You can even touch it if you need to, without control, without the need to fix, without the need to judge or any particular outcome. Just simply be in the presence of your heart. And in that presence, in that deep listening, you are already living your life's purpose. You are already in the presence of your genius. You are your genius. And in that presence, in that deep listening, you are knowing what your heart knows is true. Thank you.
L'arte ha il potere di parlarci e immaginiamo che possa farlo nel paese che si abita e con la gente che si ama per generazioni. Immaginiamo che ci parli di amore, di unione, di collaborazione, di costruzione, attraverso un'opera d'arte collettiva. 5 anni fa sono tornata a Barberino Valdelsa dopo svariati anni che vivevo fuori dall'Italia e un giorno, una mattina, seduta sui gradini della terrazza panoramica, è successo qualcosa di straordinario. Qualcosa è iniziato a nascere dentro di me con una potenza e una forza che ancora oggi mi sorprende, mi anima e mi tiene fortemente coinvolta. Un'idea, una visione, un'idea per un'opera d'arte collettiva, attraverso il mosaico, perché l'atto simbolico di mettere ognuno di noi il proprio mattoncino per la riqualificazione della nostra terrazza, piazza, area, attraverso il linguaggio dell'arte, trasforma questo atto in azione sociale e diviene memoria collettiva. Negli ultimi anni ho avuto la fortuna e l'opportunità di collaborare insieme ad un mio amico artista in progetti sociali dove ho potuto toccare con mano l'arte pubblica condivisa, che per me oggi assume un altro significato rispetto all'arte individuale, perché mette in profonda connessione e sinergie le persone. Fare arte collettiva, arte pubblica, è un atto di amore e di responsabilità verso l'opera e verso il luogo che abiterà l'opera. Si stabilisce così un senso di appartenenza al luogo. Questo progetto della terrazza di Barberino Tavernelle coinvolge già molte realtà del nostro territorio, dal comune alle associazioni, alla scuola, al singolo cittadino. È rivolto soprattutto ai bambini perché saranno i futuri adulti di domani e perché saranno i custodi di questa grande e bella opera d'arte condivisa. È rivolto però anche a tutti voi che vorrete farne parte con il vostro proprio cuore e il tempo. Ma è rivolto anche a voi lontani da qui che adesso state ascoltando questo messaggio. Mi farebbe piacere che serva da stimolo, un piccolo stimolo, perché ognuno di voi nella propria realtà possa costruire un'opera che parli di unione e crei comunità. Questo per me è un sogno che si realizza, una visione d'insieme, in uno spazio antico e in un tempo nuovo. Grazie.
Qualcuno ha detto che il corpo è una macchina perfetta, ed è vero. Ma questo senso di perfezione è strutturale, fisiologico, naturale. Il corpo nasce, cresce, si trasforma, diventa adulto in un battito di anni. Questo è incredibilmente magico, oltre che perfetto. Ma il nostro corpo ha anche una parte di macchina vulnerabile, che è quella cerebrale, appunto, la nostra mente. Si nasce col proprio corpo e non possiamo separarcene più, questo è un dato di fatto. L'importante è conoscerlo, ascoltarlo, averne cura, rispettarlo, guarirlo al bisogno. Il corpo da solo non può farlo, ha bisogno della mente. Corpo e mente sono due cose inscindibili. Io potrei chiamare il mio corpo con qualsiasi aggettivo, un corpo bello, un corpo brutto, alto, basso, magro, grasso, potrei anche dargli un'età. Ho 20 anni, ho 40, 80, quelli che mi sento in fondo. Non mi accontenterei mai, non vedrei mai un corpo perfetto. Ma cosa vuol dire avere un corpo perfetto? Il corpo perfetto non è certo quello che ci impone questa società, quello che ci chiede questa società, cioè di avere un corpo continuamente in evoluzione, in modificazione, di adattarlo continuamente alle sembianze degli altri, un copia e incolla, insomma. Ma questo è un modo di pensare della società che ci rende spesso vulnerabili, con conseguenze tragiche, soprattutto tra i giovani. Per avvicinarsi al proprio corpo bisogna che la mente lo educhi, perché corpo e mente insieme possiedono un senso del potere grandioso. La mente ci guida a lavorare con il corpo. Lo so, è una cosa che avete sentito dire tante volte. L'obiettivo è quello di lavorare, cercare in noi stessi un corpo sano, con il quale vivere serenamente in equilibrio. Ognuno di noi può seguire una propria strada, un'attività che più gli è piacevole. Si può camminare, nuotare, ballare, c'è spazio per ogni salutare attività. Io per esempio ho scelto il Pilates e ho scelto di insegnarlo ad altri per condividere il piacere che questa disciplina offre, per dimostrare tutta la sua potenzialità attraverso i movimenti del corpo. Mi piace Mi piace molto vedere che le persone si abbandonano agli esercizi, che si lasciano coinvolgere, che abbandonino appunto, dimenticano una giornata forzata di stress e percepiscono la forza e la capacità dei propri muscoli. Bisogna affezionarsi al proprio corpo, così com'è. I miei corsi sono frequentati anche da persone che hanno subito interventi chirurgici importanti, ma non solo, anche da persone che si sentono sfiduciate verso se stesse, quelle che si sentono sempre inappropriate, fuori misura, insomma, no? Che pensano di non concludere mai nulla. A questi, a tutti, ma proprio a tutti, chiedo di guardarsi allo specchio con una visione diversa da quella macchina perfetta che la società ci chiede, alla ricerca del proprio benessere, alla ricerca di una perfetta macchina misurata sulle proprie capacità, una macchina che ci piace. Questa macchina perfetta è il corpo e vulnerabile la mente, con il quale ogni giorno noi camminiamo insieme, ha molto da dirci e noi molto da imparare. Fermiamoci ogni tanto ad ascoltarla, a lasciarsi trasportare al piacere di trascorrere del tempo con noi, per noi e anche con gli altri, alla ricerca di scoprire quelle sensazioni che il nostro corpo offre, sensazioni profonde e molteplici capacità. È importante però imparare anche ad amare le nostre imperfezioni, accettarle e fare di queste fragilità, fare dei punti di forza.
I don't know what to do. I could go for a walk. I'm tired. But if I don't do anything, then I'll feel worse. Some people say it's good for the body. And then I might meet someone along the way. But I don't know where to go. I could go up on the hill behind my house. Yeah, alright, I'm doing that. Whoa, what a beautiful view here. And what a nice sand. I can feel how the wind blows softly. And can you feel how warm the sun is? Why did I go through all this tremble just in order to go out, if outside there are such beautiful things? No, I forgot it. I had to finish that conversation with that guy and solve that problem at work. How can I do? I'm gonna think about it along the way. Got it! I know what to tell him. And how I can solve that problem at work. Good. And this is how I started taking walks. I understood it's good for the body, for the mind, and for the spirit. So think about it and go for a walk.
I have news for you, ho qualcosa da dirvi. You are all going to die. Morirete tutti. Oh, I hope for us, not today or tomorrow. So why even think about it? After all, no one likes the topic. So we don't even consider it unless it comes close. We know. It can strike from 1 second to the next, because it is unpredictable. David Astori in his sleep, a young woman in a car accident, an 18-year-old boy skiing. So we leave it until we are forced to face it. Maybe then it's too late. And the questions begin. One in particular. If I were to die now, I have would I have been satisfied with my life? I will tell you about my aunt. Sabrina was born with a limitation, but not a defect. She transformed her inability to hear into her greatest force. She started playing football as a child, and her passion carried her all the way to Thailand, to World Cup, Calcio 5. Unfortunately for my aunt, Sabrina, her life would be cut short. Death came, as it often does, in the form of tumors. With all difficulties she had to face, she always smiled, and she died surrounded by everyone who loved her. Now, raise your hand, alzate un braccio. Now, raise it even higher, alzatelo di più. Now, tell me, why didn't you give 100% the first time? Ora ditemi perché non avete dato il 100% la prima volta. Exactly, I want you to reflect on that. Being that death is unpredictable, we must give 100% the first time, every day. In this way, we will live without regrets. You want to do something, but you are afraid to fail, so do it. Failure is not the end of your life, but it is the beginning of your success. You have a limitation, like my Aunt Sabrina. Transform it into your force. And finally, if you feel that you are different from others, don't let yourself to be influenced by others to be someone that you are not. Because your life is only one, and you have to live it to the fullest. It's true, death is ugly, but it is inevitable. When my grandfather died last month, I suffered a lot. We suffered a lot. When my aunt died, we suffered a lot. So, today I'm here in front of all of you, speaking of death and life, with a smile. Because today, more than yesterday and less than tomorrow, I live for those who are watching me from above. Thank you so much.
Science, maths, history, languages. We are taught as children that these are the subjects we need in order to be successful, the serious subjects. But schools often make the mistake of leaving out the one subject that is, without question, as important, if not more important, than all the others: music. Okay, my parents are musicians, so I'm biased, right? Maybe just a little. However, this has allowed me to truly reap the benefits of a musical childhood. Music education funding cuts have been on the rise, relegating the arts to after-school programs. They remove a subject that offers many benefits to individuals, especially children, academically, socially, as well as physically. Children studying music are proven to better communicate and therefore are able to grow as individuals in a wider society. Music education often requires teamwork and collaboration, teaching children the value of listening to others and working together to establish their goals. Joining bands or choirs helps establish new relationships and connections through a common interest. Music creates communities that allow students to develop a diverse cultural understanding. Played with others, music creates an opportunity for collaboration and communication. But even played individually, it also builds connections among people. It allows students to discover their own tastes and thereby develop their individual identities. Music is a way for many, especially young individuals, to express their identity and opinions in a creative manner. Research has found that studying music at school offers extraordinary educational advantages. improving students' performance in academic areas. One great advantage of music is its capacity to enhance memorization. In music, memorization is needed for recalling rhythms, pitches, dynamics, and many elements all at once. All this builds important connections across the many regions of the brain needed to carry out the complex actions and interactions that we require to succeed. Students can then transfer these memory skills and apply them in their academic studies. Students learning music also develop a stronger work ethic and sense of discipline and commitment. They will learn that perseverance and hard work are necessary to succeed, where practicing is a requirement for success and learning to play music, though from experience it definitely isn't always enjoyable. According to a study conducted at the University of Zurich in 2021, the increase in brain power and functionality learned from playing a musical instrument remains even if the child does not continue to play the musical instrument. The earlier the musicians had started with musical practice, the stronger these connectivities in the brain. Is it not evident that music is not an academic hindrance or a waste of time? Instead, it is in fact crucial for the success of students in all academic aspects, as well as the creative. As part of the healthy development of children, it's required that they benefit in their physical development and emotional well-being. Music enhances the physical health of any individual. For example, learning to play an instrument also helps improve children's fine motor skills and promotes improved coordination, specifically hand-eye coordination. It builds empathy and helps people better express their emotions and creativity. This is incredibly important as children grow and go through different phases and experience confusing changes to their lives. Plato said, "Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and charm and gaiety to life and to everything." I believe that this quote perfectly shows the extent to which music can impact daily life. Plato emphasizes that music is so much more than just a form of art, but a force that shapes our everyday experiences. His statement explores the creativity it inspires, leading to imaginative and critical thinking skills that would benefit children far beyond the classroom. Music cannot be confined to an extracurricular activity, but is a vital component for a rounded education, a profound experience for anyone's personal development. By now, you may be wondering, as I am, why such a rewarding subject is the first to be cut. Maths and science are always given priority, but what is really needed is balance. Music is as essential as science, maths, or any other subject because it teaches individuals how to feel, to connect, and to create. The benefits of music are undeniable, and yet music is the first to be cut when the budgeting starts. We must stop treating music programs as optional, because without them, we're not giving students a complete education. We are limiting them. Thank you for listening. I will now pass the word to Mattia.
Have you ever got so angry that you wanted to go up to the person who made you angry and kick their butt? Definitely you are. Anger is an emotion that involves a strong and uncomfortable reaction to a perceived action, insult, or threat. Even though everyone already knows this. But have you ever met a person who was so angry that he could easily make you afraid? It can be traumatic. Definitely you have. And so have I. It was towards the end of middle school, when I had to choose to which high school I should go. I wanted to go to the music school, but when I found out that the exam for admission was being held on February 20th, I realized that I wouldn't have time to prepare. Then the teachers recommended me the linguistics school, and after passing the exams and the summer, I went to the first day to school with the hope of good learning and achieving my goal, which was then at a high level. But then, all my hopes were ripped off. I had a math teacher that made me afraid to go to school, which is why I decided to quickly move to another. Though this teacher didn't mistreat me, he mistreated many of my classmates. How afraid I was? I didn't go to school for a week. You may ask, why I told you all this? In order for you to understand how strongly anger can influence a person's emotions, decisions, life. Anger suppresses happiness, hope, and all the positive attitudes. I know that anger is not always useless, but if it is not controlled, it can lead to very unpleasant problems, not only in public, but also in personal life. How does anger work and how to fix it? Anger is, first of all, an emotion that clearly occurs due to strong irritation, even though anger itself infuriates everyone. Coincidence? I don't think so. As I said in advance, anger is the norm. It is not useless. But showing it through violence is... It doesn't matter what kind of violence, psychological or physical. It is not normal. This way you are only making everything worse. You may ask how to understand whether it is useless or not. If anger does not create problems for you and for those around you, then this is the norm. And if anger interferes at work, in personal relationships, and at the same time hurts many people, then in this case it is better to turn to a psychiatrist, because it is unlikely that you will resolve the problem. If you feel you're about to scream, then you can breathe deeply and slowly. Although, as for me, the best way to stop anger in time is to simply express the emotion, just like this. I'm now angry and you are making me uncomfortable. After all, why did we learn to speak? Do you want to let out your anger? Let it out! Just not on people. Find this place, a vacuum, a forest, where you can let it out, where you can explode, and did not hurt anybody. Always control this emotion. Don't let it rule your mind. Don't start screaming right away because of some mistake. Use anger wisely and do not abuse it, so that you may not have a negative effect on others. Be kinder and let's learn be patient, because the reason why we are angry will sooner or later leave us by itself. Thank you. Now, onto the stage. Amelia, please.
Well, two random facts. The first human originated in England, and smoking cigarettes is good for our health. Do you know what these two facts have in common? Neither is true. In the first situation, it's paleontological forgery. In the second situation, it's false advertising. Both are lies which many people believed in. But what is the nature of lies, and what is the strength of lies? Why so many people can be influenced by it? I believe that in the modern world, in our society, the false spreads faster, is a little more acute than before. A person has a relatively big choice, and it's relatively easy to get confused and lie under the influence of surrounding society, or allow oneself to be deceived. The desire to lie most often arises from fear. For example, I've rarely seen someone admit to a teacher that they didn't study a topic. It doesn't change the essence. The student doesn't know anything if they didn't study it. But they don't admit that. They don't admit that they didn't study, which is not necessarily rational. Even more, falseness is irrational. It's not help because it gives a sense of security, the sense of a resolved problem, but that is not real because the security is false. In reality, everything remains as it was. When we lie at least 2 times. First to ourselves, because we consider this decision to be true, and then the direct lie, the lie you tell to others. I also consider it necessary to note that the closer the person to whom you lie, the worse the consequence. You are, so to speak, destroying the social foundation, the basis of your circle of communication and interaction. It turns out that the worst thing is to lie to a person who has been with you all your life, who is the most close person to you. That is lie to yourself. This lie pours into your life from its very heart and starts a series of lies to others. If you do not admit it to yourself, then to others even more. So, and only you know about this deception, and only you can expose it. Unfortunately, people use this way of self-deception either because of fear or because of poor or self-knowledge. Unfortunately, in our time, self-understanding is facilitated by the fact that we have a lot of almost everything. A wide choice of life path, a wide choice of points of view. This is not so much a bad. This is not a bad thing, as it is unusual. It is unusual and new for society, and some person isn't ready. For it's very unusual. For example, the average modern person in a big city sees as many strangers in a day as the average person in the Middle Ages saw in a lifetime. And as the old Ukrainian proverb says, how many people, so many opinions. In addition, thanks to the internet, a huge number of people have the opportunity to express their opinions. It increases the amount of information even more. And the person having fed himself with information must honestly choose one thing. And he has already become unaccustomed to it, because he has already consumed so much informational garbage that it is difficult to make a choice himself. It is easier to simply choose the first thing that is presented to him. Everything is a lot. It is very diverse. People are drawing in the flow of information. A huge sea of choice opens before them, for which not everyone is ready. Everything is a lot, but the truth is always one. I am not saying that diversity and very many opinions and knowledge in the modern world is bad. It's just that it's new for society. We haven't adapted enough yet. And one of the first steps of adaptation is learning to be honest with ourselves and our neighbors. In short, in our world, it's not the smartest who gets hurt, but the loudest. So, not let that concept.
A little, we stored information about something that we liked or excited us. Then we grew up and we enter school, and then we discover new things that we may or may not like. One of the biggest mistakes you can do while studying is to give up or think that you cannot do something, or maybe you can think that something is out of your reach. And in these cases, you should back up and you should think that maybe it's just your thought. Maybe you're in front of a big opportunity and you just need to draw a long breath and take courage and start. In these cases, you should also think that study is something that you not do only at school, but also in every aspect of your life. You should study also when you're old, when you're 95 years old and you think you know everything. You should learn how to live and learn how the world is made, because learning about the world is also learning about yourself. In fact, you are part of the world. And study improves your critical skills, improves your life. And your knowledge is one of the most valuable things you can have, because it's something that it cannot be taken from you. Studying every aspect of the world of your life made me realize how the world is fascinating, and the more I learn, the more I want to learn. And study is something that challenged me, and I think is one of the most beautiful things. So thank you for listening to me, and take care, and don't forget to always boost your curiosity. Now I want to Stefan.
Hi everyone, my name is Veronica, and now I'm going to show you a part of my body. So this is a tattoo with a Chinese script saying 四海为家, which means wherever you go in the world, you will always find a new home, another home, second, third. And this is kind of my motto. Fortunately, I have traveled and lived abroad quite a long time, and I think that these experiences are the reason why my mind opened and my point of view and my perspective on the world changed. So the most important experience for me abroad was living in China. And why is that? Because when I was there, I felt like I could reinvent myself. I could take off the mask that I'm wearing here in the society where I live every day, and be my truly self. This also is a way of showing another culture that you want to integrate, that you want to adapt, and is one of the most important ways probably to create connection with other people. Of course, every place has its ups and downs, but this is normal. What you have to do is embrace it, adapt. For example, in Italy, when someone comes here from abroad, would expect to find arts, the beauty of the arts, and delicious food, of course. But they probably don't expect to find the inefficiency of transportation and bureaucracy. So every place has its own difficulties, but this shouldn't stop us, and we can connect with other people better if we actually get to know the local culture, and we want to know it. So I would suggest that if you go somewhere else, you shouldn't judge. You shouldn't take as parameter what you see in your country and expect to find it in this new place, because you have to face the reality, the new reality, and the local culture, and this could be the reason why you will open your mind. And for example, the best way probably to interact and connect with someone else, with someone who is not from the same country as yours or culture as yours, is find some common ground, or try to use, let's say, something that can make them proud or happy about their culture because you show interest into it. For example, once I was talking to a French person, and despite the competition that has always been going on between Italy and France, I told this person that I prefer French cakes and wine, and so he felt so proud, and he opened up to me. So this is just a simple example to see how people can accept others if they see that you really want to connect to them. So what I'm trying to say here is that integration has to be reciprocal. If you go to another country, you have to show interest in their culture, in their language maybe, in their tradition. And when someone from abroad, when a foreigner comes to our country, so for example they come to Italy, we in this case also have to accept them. We have to welcome them, make them feel at home. So in conclusion, I would say that I would like to invite everyone who has the chance to travel more, to maybe find a way to live abroad, because this experience really changes you, and it opens your mind. It doesn't have to be on the other side of the world. If you are Italian, you can go and live in France, or travel to France, to Switzerland, to Spain, so some close by country, or even try and discover other places in your own country, because of course you're always going to find new traditions and culture, and connect with people who are different from people who surround you. And I would like to close my my intervention into this beautiful initiative by using a quote by Italo Calvino, and the book is Le città invisibili, which I think it summarizes my thought and my point of view. Marco entra in una città, vede qualcuno in una piazza vivere una vita o un istante che potevano essere suoi. Al posto di quell'uomo ora avrebbe potuto esserci lui se si fosse fermato nel tempo tanto tempo prima. Oppure se tanto tempo prima a un crocevia, invece di prendere una strada, avesse preso quella opposta e dopo un lungo giro fosse venuto a trovarsi al posto di quell'uomo in quella piazza. Thank you very much.